Hey guys, QDA. What the fuck? Alright, so starting a stopwatch, walked outside and I reset the instance. So this is not from pull, this is from reset to reset to show you that you can do this fast and efficiently. One thing you're going to need is the Scepter of Celebras to teleport to the waterfall. Everybody should have it. If you don't, it's pretty easy to do. You can kill the bosses by yourselves. So it teleports you down here, and we're just gonna run up to where we're gonna start the pull. Probably got shown in the last video. This add-on is called Kill Tracker. 100% not necessary. I just downloaded it a couple days ago because somebody was asking how many mobs I was killing. And I said, I don't know, I'll let you know. So I think the average you're gonna get is between 150 and 170. It's called the 170 pull, but very rarely do you get all 70 mobs to stay with you the entire pull. My gear setup is pretty average. We'll go over it. It's decent for sure. I got the rank 10 gear, but it's nothing crazy like 5 of 8 T2 or rank 14 gear. So just like last time, we're gonna wand both and blink. Don't worry about these borers hitting you too much. Any of the non-elites do not hit that hard. Go around this rock. You're not gonna fall off. And if you do fall off, you can just run right through them, blink around them. You'll be alright, but you won't fall off. I'm gonna wand this pack and then the backpack of borers as well. And you see the borers are already beating on me. I got this weak aura for my ice barrier. I'll tell you how much you got remaining. If you guys want that, let me know. Run wide around that little rock on the ground underneath the leaf. And once we get to this corner, stop moving to avoid leeway. Thank you, Blizzard, for a mechanic that nobody fucking wants. Kind of like spell bashing. Anyways, we're running. Show you my gear since we got a lot of time. This is last blink. Again, you don't need the ice barrier because you're just not going to get hit. Waste of mana. So for nature resistance, I shoot for 80 nature resistance without mage armor. With mage armor, I'd be at 105, but I'm probably going to just farm another one of these hard Anoxians and then put a different pair of gloves on in the future. The staff is really good. It has fat stacks plus then 15 nature resistance. I bought a ring off the auction house for 100 gold and these gloves for like 50 gold. The staff was 200 gold, so total I have roughly 400 gold invested, which you make in an hour and a half. Wait for the worms to hit the tree and then start going. Don't want to get too far ahead of them. Do not aggro the druids because they have a ranged attack and they will kill you. You don't have to follow the exact sequence of spells that I cast, but I find it helps to be consistent. Don't worry about the two slimes in the corner over there. Kind of a pain in the ass to get to, and they'll probably de-aggro anyways, as I'll show you later. Like I said, good nature resistance to shoot for would be 80, right around there. There's a rare that spawns sometimes. He did not spawn this run. His name is Meshlock the Harvester. He does absolutely nothing special, so I wouldn't even worry about him. Usually you want to counterspell that group in the corner. That way you don't have to run so far, but you can fire blast like I did. It's no big deal. You could probably stop and wand too. Wands have a crank up time of 0.7 seconds, so it's faster than casting a rank 1 frostbolt. Remember, backpedal to avoid leeway. When you get up on this corner, you got plenty of time to bandage, text your girlfriend back, do whatever you need to do, evocate, make some gems, make some bandages, whatever. You're just waiting for the majority of the mobs to get halfway down that ramp. You're gonna blink and rebarrier. When we come into this alcove, we're gonna rank 1 counterspell Fire Blast. I've seen videos where they rank 1 all 3 mobs and it just seems pretty inefficient. This stealth mob I'm gonna knock out now. If you don't knock them out, they will get aggroed from the other mobs. However, they will stay stealthed, and so they're kind of a pain in the ass to see. We're gonna Nova this last pack after we blink. That way they don't get ahead of the group. So from here you're just running, you don't need a blink. And you can see I got all the mobs, they're pretty tightly grouped up. And you can see the slimes in the group. Sometimes half the slimes de-aggro, sometimes all the slimes de-aggro. It's very inconsistent. I have yet to find a way or see somebody that can get them to the end consistently without them de-aggroing. I've tried going slower, but then you wind up where they're right on your ass, and you're going to have to deal with leeway shenanigans going over that bridge. You need to tag mobs in the group. You can't just let the mobs pull the other mobs. If you do, you'll wind up with half the group getting pulled and not the other half. So all of these are linked together. However, if you just let the corruptors pull the other corruptors, or the satyrs pull the other satyrs, they won't pull the opposite mob. So satyrs won't pull the demons, and demons won't pull the satyrs. Once you get to this corner, you're just going to rank 1. Let's just let all the front mobs catch up to the back mobs. You got a non-elite hitting you, no big deal. Just waiting for him to catch up. Backpedal to avoid a leeway, and we're moving. I got some of the slime still, which is good. More experience for the party. More loot for you. Speaking of loot, when I do it, I have it on Master Looter Rare. This allows you to loot all the rares, and it's like group loot, except your party gets to keep the greens. Which you're not making your money off the loot, you're making your money off the carries. What I did was blink down, frostbolt 1 pack, frostbolt the other, counterspell, and fire blast to get all the trees pulled. From there you're gonna Nova and blink away. As you can see, I have pretty good distance on them. I'm just gonna run wide. If they're closer, you don't have to run quite so wide. As you can see, they're catching up. But once you get to this pack, we're gonna Nova anyways. So anything on your tail is gonna get Nova. Now we're running into the corner and blinking out. This forces all the front mobs to make a wider turn than the back mobs. Blinking on cooldown to keep our distance from the mobs, but we don't have to put barrier up because we're not being hit. I find a good place to put barrier up is right around as they come around this corner. And again, blink on cooldown. This gives us a necessary distance to get around. Run up this tree root and blizzard the mobs in the corner. Still have the slimes, so I'm pretty good. Again, you have to tag that pack. If you don't tag the pack, only half of them are going to get pulled. As we come up here, there's 2 stealth mobs that you're going to want to pull. You can use any spells you want, Nova, Fire Blast, Cock, doesn't matter. Pull those 2 and blink away. Run to the corner, and we're cruising. You don't have to hit these mobs, I just do. I don't know if it makes a difference, but why not, right? Running through, blink, then backpedal. Boy glue the wee way. So I have a dot and I want a bandage. Just ice block that off, and then use your bandage. Something I messed up on is that I didn't barrier before my bandage. So as you can see here, I have a 1.5 second global cooldown. If I had to cast a spell here, I wouldn't be able to. So you always want to barrier then bandage. Saves your global cooldown. It's only a second and a half, which may not sound like a big deal, but it makes the difference when you need that time. As we're coming around, we're going to refresh or dampen. And I like to put Magus armor on now. Wait for them to hit this little post, the majority of the pack, and stay wide. I put Magus armor on, that way if they do catch up and they hit me, they're not going to get slowed, and they're not going to be way behind the pack. See one hit me, and then he's not going to be way behind. Now we're cruising, we're all set up. Still got some slimes in there, which is good. Got all the other trees in there. Just letting them get a little bit closer, no big deal. Pretty grouped, and then we're going to re-barrier on this corner. You want a barrier early, but not too early. So you want a barrier so it's off cooldown when you need to use it again, but if you use it too early, it's going to fall off just because of the duration. Once you're up, I can see that mob. Oh, he gave me Markle Wild. What a nice guy. Gonna get to the corner. We're going Blizzard. There's a little triangle on the ground here. That's where I always run to. Your first Blizzard, full duration. Second Blizzard, full duration as well, starting on the front pack. Now for your third Blizzard, you have to strafe away. That way allows all these non-elites to come up and around. I have a non-elite beating on me, but I'm not too worried about it. As you run down, pop your ice barrier. That way you save your GCD. If you run down and then use ice barrier, you'd have a second and a half GCD that you were waiting on. I'm gonna have another non-elite beating on me, but it'll be alright. Pop up. And you're always hitting the front mobs. Don't worry about it. As you can see, you got a little. If you need the debuff, let me know. I'll give you that weak order so you can see. You can just plane them up, one down. If you have time for a second one, use a second one. If you don't, you don't. That's the Mirror 1 pull. 157 mobs. I think I had one critter. And 12 minutes and 20 seconds. And that was from the start, right outside the portal. So it's probably going to take me a minute and a half to loot. And then collect your gold. So you'll have 4 carries in here usually. I have 2 guildies and 2 carries. So I'm getting less money. But I find trading them while you're looting is a good time, because you kill 2 birds with 1 stone, saves a little bit of time. The majority of your gold is made off the carries, not by the loot. You can get the add-on that destroys all the non-valuable shit. But I don't really have that much bag space to begin with. I only have about 18 slots free when I come and do this. And I can stay for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, depending what it's like. Do a quick scan, and we're moving. So I've collected all my gold now. I've looted everything. We're at 13 minutes and 30 seconds. So by the time I get outside, it'll be 14 minutes. That means you're doing 4 rungs an hour. If you're super efficient, you can get down to 13. I've locked people out doing this before, so it is possible. You're getting 4 rungs an hour times 15 gold times 4 people. 60 gold per run, 240 gold an hour, not including your loot. So making good money. And that's the Mirror 1 pull. If you have any questions, let me know. Yeah.